Good morning and happy Tuesday. Welcome to Tuesday Tips, Cut the Gibberish. Come on in. If you're joining me live, please do say hello and let me know where you're coming in from. If you are watching us on YouTube, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and ring that bell so that you can be notified every time that we go live. I'm excited to be here with you today. Today we're going to be talking about striving for the best, or striving to be your best. A little bit about my weekend. I hope everyone had a great weekend this past weekend. I had to actually work on Saturday, so I did some work on Saturday and rested and went out to dinner on Sunday. So it was a very lovely weekend. Post in the comments what you did for the weekend. If you had, something exciting going on, maybe you had some weather in your area, depending upon where you're located, right? So share that with us in the comments. Again, today we're talking about striving for the best, or striving to be your best. So as a confident person, I try to prepare for the worst, but strive for the best outcome of any situation. To some, this seems to be a bit of a cynical mindset, but it's not. It's about looking at possible outcomes to any situation and being prepared in case things go south or go bad. Not one of those things always are going to go wrong type of people. At least I do my best to stay on the positive side of things. But I think it's good to be aware of the possibility and have action steps ready or in place, ready to go or in place in case that does happen. So do I expect things to go wrong? No. Do I expect things to go right? Also no. I hope for the best and take the actions I feel are needed to achieve that outcome. The key is to separate yourself from the emotional part of what if? What if this happens? Or what if this happens? Take the what if out of the equation altogether, okay? When you start thinking one way or another, you create a bias that can influence your outcome. So you need to take the what if away altogether, okay? And when you don't get the outcome you expected or hoped for, it can be emotionally crippling. It's like your word comes crumbling down, or your world comes crumbling down around you, okay? And you don't have a plan in place for it when it happens or if it happens, okay? Because sometimes it's going to happen, right? We're not going to get the positive outcome or the outcome that we want every single time, right? And then a lot of people give up. When that happens, they just give up. That's where solution-based thinking comes into play. Yes, we want the best possible outcome in any situation, absolutely. But what will you do if that isn't the result? What next? It's important to have a plan in place, even on a small scale, okay? Stop and think about that project you're working on right now, okay, in your business, or maybe it's a project, in your personal life at your home or something. You have a plan of how things will go, right? And what the goal you're reaching for, the outcome you're reaching for, okay? Say you're building your website. You have a goal of exactly how you want that website to look when it's completed, right? So think about that for a moment, okay? You have your plan. Maybe you're going to work on one page a day over X amount of weeks or something, okay? Until the whole website is completed. You already know ahead of time exactly how many pages you want or that you need on your website, depending upon what type of information you're putting out there, or you're putting on the website. So you know exactly how many pages, what type of pages you need, etc. Right? So if that's a project that you're working on currently, then you have a plan of how things are going to go. You know what you're focusing on each time you work on that project. You know exactly which page it is you're working on that specific day and time, right? But what if it didn't go that way? Okay, say today you have X amount of time carved out of your schedule to work on your about page, just one of the pages on your website. But something happens. Someone in your family or something tragic happens, or whatever. It don't have to be tragic. It can be, whatever. Something comes up that needs your attention more than you actually working on that page of your website that specific day. Okay. So, in other words, it's not going as planned, right? What your plan was for today was to work on your about page for your website project that you're working on. One of your family members is sick. You have to take them to the doctor. That's just an example. I'm not trying to wish anybody's family sickly. And so you're not going to have time to work on that about page today. You're going to have to take your family member to the doctor instead because they're sick, right? So that's an example of something coming up why you are actually trying to work on a large project, because building a website is a large project. I'm not going to dispute that in no way, shape, or form. But if today was a day that you had planned to work on a page of the website, the about page or whatever page it may be, you had to set it aside because you have a family member that's sick and needs to go to the doctor. So that takes first priority because if they're sick, they definitely need to go see a doctor, right? So again, what if it didn't go that way, the way you planned? What if someone else drops the ball? Because we've all had that happen before, right? What if something happens that causes you to be behind schedule? Just like the example I gave. You have to set aside working on your about page today and take your child or husband or whomever to the doctor. Then that puts you behind schedule, right? You may have to maybe work over the weekend or something to get back on schedule, right? Because say you set 2, 3, or 4 hours out of your schedule today to work on that page for your website. It could take you 2, 3 to 4 hours to take your family member to the doctor. So that goes your time frame of working on that specific page for your website. So you may have to dive into your weekend time. Get up early on the weekend or something and set aside 3, 4 hours, whatever it is you need, and get that page done. Because your plans got changed through the week, right? So again, it happens to all of us at some point or another, right? Take a few minutes to think through those situations. Make a plan. Make a plan B, in other words. Okay, plan A was to work on your about page today for your website. However, you had a family member that needed to go to the doctor because they were sick. So you need to have a plan B. Plan B could be to work on that page Saturday morning. Get up early Saturday morning in 2, 3 hours and get it done, right? It doesn't have to be super detailed either. It can be simple. Just jot down the basics to start, right? Again, you had to set aside working on that page for your website today. Take your family member to the doctor because they're sick. So carve out time somewhere else, whether it's Saturday, Friday, whatever, whenever you can carve out that time to get that page done that you didn't get to do today because you took your family member to the doctor, okay? Don't let it send you down a rabbit hole or a wild goose chase, okay? It's not that complicated. At the time, it may feel that way. Some people may affect differently than others. This was my schedule for today. I needed to do the about page for the website at X time, and it might, kind of throw them out of sorts, so to speak. just because they know now that they're not going to get that accomplished because they have to take their child or whomever to the doctor. Okay. So, like I said, just sit down, write down the basics. I mean, just if you're like me and you keep a schedule, or have a calendar to keep your schedule on, just change it. Okay. Maybe from 12 to 3 today is the time you had carved out to work on your about page for your website, but that's the exact time you're going to be taking your child to the doctor because they're sick. Change it. Take that 12 to 3 time frame that you had carved out to work on that page today and put it on Saturday or another day when you have that same amount of time that you can carve out. And that's when you're going to work on that about page. Right? And you're still going to get it done. It's really simple. But like I said, don't go down a rabbit hole or on a wild goose chase. It's just in case situation. Okay? And if something comes up like your child is sick or whomever is sick and you have to take them to the doctor, that's your in case situation. In case something happens. So something has happened because someone is sick and you need to take them to the doctor. So you do have a plan B. You can set aside doing your website page today, take your child to the doctor, but yet you're still going to get that website page done at a later time because you already had a plan B in place, right? This all seems really simple, and it is. It really is. However, more often than not, I see people lose their minds because something didn't turn out as planned. Like I said before, don't lose your mind. Don't go down that rabbit hole or whatever just because you had to rearrange something in your schedule because someone is sick. There's something a little bit more important that needs your attention. Yes, if your child is sick, you definitely need to take them to the doctor. That needs your attention more than that website page, right? You can still do your website page, just not today because you have to take your child to the doctor. Okay? So again, don't lose your mind because something didn't turn out the way you had it planned. Okay? It doesn't serve you when you do that. It really doesn't. And it won't solve your problem if you lose your mind or go down the rabbit hole or whatever. It's not going to solve any of your problems, right? The fact of the matter is you still need to take your child to the doctor because they're sick. Yes, you still need to get that web page done, but you can schedule the time for that on another day, right? And it still will get completed. Still keeps you on track with your schedule, with your timeline of when the whole website is supposed to be done, right? That's why it's important to think things through a bit before you even start. Plan for the worst, yet plan for the best. And you'll be able to handle almost anything life sends your way. If you have any questions about anything I shared today, please do reach out. Send me a private message or put it in the comments below. I hope this was helpful, especially if you're a new business owner, if you're just starting out. Things of this nature can happen easily just because you're just starting out and, maybe you hadn't learned all the ins and outs of how to manage your time, your schedule, etc. So if you do have any questions, please reach out. I'd love to have a chat with you and answer your questions for you. Also, if you're not part of the Relationship Communications Facebook group, oh my goodness, my banner's not here. I am so sorry, guys. Hold on. I don't know what happened to that. It's been gone the whole time. I'm so sorry. Was not prepared, was I? Anyway, if you have any questions or if you're not part of the Relationship Communications Facebook group, I invite you to come over to Facebook and join. It's a free group to be a part of. There's a lot of business owners in there, a lot of networking that you can do in there. And I advise you, if you do join the group, to reach out to some of the other people and have some conversations, one-on-one coffee chat conversations. If you haven't had a coffee chat with me, I'll be happy to get that scheduled. I would love to get to know other people that's in my network for sure. So if you'd like to schedule a coffee chat with me, I'll be happy to do that as well. There's also a VIP club if you're interested. That's a part of the relationship communications community, and we meet twice a month. That is a paid program to be a part of, or a paid club to be a part of. It's $27 a month to be a part of the VIP club. We meet the first time of the month is a Q&A session. You can bring any and all questions around business or the professional world to our Q&A session. Our second time we meet every month is like a party. We come and celebrate all our wins and share one goal that we have for the following month. So I would love for you to come join us in the free group Relationship Communications and the VIP club if you're interested. So if you have any questions about any of that, please reach out. I'll be happy to speak with you about it. Hope everyone has a great week, and I'll see you again soon.